Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Samsul Kama and I'm a PhD student under supervision of Dr. Salina binti Radzi. I'll be presenting part of my research work entitled High Performance of Lipase-catalyzed Synthesis of Kojic Acid Monooleate in Dual Enzyme System. These are the abstract of my study. So the study investigates the combination of dual enzyme system in synthesizing of Kojic acid monooleate. So this presentation will be divided into 4 sections as shown in this slide: introduction, methodology, result and discussion, and conclusion. So this is a little bit about the introduction of my study. So in Asia, many people associate dark and tan skin with manual works in field under the hot sun, and a pale complexion with a higher social standing and cultural refinement. As a result, there has been a growing demand for creams and treatment that purport to lighten the skin tone. A phenomenon the cosmetic juggernaut had been quick to capitalize. So according to ASEAN Scientist magazine in 2012, since the 1970s, Asia has been the fastest growing sector in the global skin lightening market. So Asia is a lucrative market with high growth potential because of the rising middle class with increasing disposable income and centuries-old entrenched cultural inflation of beauty. For example, in India, the cosmetic industry is set to grow to 3.6 billion by 2014, according to the Associate Chamber of Commerce and Industry of India. The skin lightening cream market alone was worth USD 432 million in 2010 and growing at 80% annually. So in China, where the skincare market is worth more than 35 billion yuan, is equivalent to 5.5 billion USD. Whitening product comprise a whopping 71% of the market. Elsewhere in Asia, a survey by the London-based market research firm Synovate found that 4 out of 10 women in Hong Kong, Malaysia, the Philippines, South Korea, and Taiwan use a skin whitening cream. So according to Gilbro and also in 2011, skin lightening products are commercially available for cosmetic purposes to obtain lighter skin complexion. Clinically, they are also used for treatment of hyperpigmentary disorders such as melasma. All of these target natural melanin production, and many of the commonly used agents are known as competitive inhibitor of tyrosinase, one of the key enzymes in melanogenesis. So one common active ingredient found in skin lightening cream is niacinamide, a vitamin B3 derivative that functions by inhibiting the transfer of melanin from cells that produce it to your skin cells at the surface. So niacinamide is the active ingredient in Fair & Lovely, a face cream launched in 1978 that kickstarted the skin lightening industry in India. Another ingredient is retinoic acid, a vitamin A derivative that stimulates the sloughing off of the upper epidermal layer, which include the dark pigmented skin cells. Unfortunately, it can also cause skin sensitivity in sunlight, leading to raw and red skin. Alpha hydroxy acid functions in similar way, prompting exfoliation of the skin. So one of the most effective commercially available whitening agents is hydroquinone, a chemical that inhibits melanin production in the skin. But overuse of hydroquinone over months or years may cause exogenous ochronosis, a skin condition which manifests a bluish-black hyperpigmentation. Ochronosis can occur even with small dosage of hydroquinone, as low as 2%. As can be expected, users suffering from ochronosis use even more lightening cream, only to worsen the effect of the disease. It is a sad fact that exogenous ochronosis is an avoidable condition that is difficult to treat. Finally, Kojic acid is a relatively new addition to the cosmetic industry drug cabinet and is now a commonly found ingredient in lightening cream. Kojic acid is a vitamin C derivative that, like hydroquinone, blocks a step in melanin production in the skin. However, most commercial creams contain too low a concentration of the chemical in order to be effective. While this is far from exhaustive examination of skin lightening product, the fact remains that not much is known about the potential long-term effect of this product. Unfortunately, until long-term studies are performed, the cosmetic industry is free to promote their product in any way they wish. So what is Kojic acid? It's also Kojic acid. It has also the ability to act as an ultraviolet protector, whereby it suppresses hyperpigmentation in human skin by restraining the formation of melanin through the inhibition of cyanosinate formation, the enzyme that is responsible for skin pigmentation. Kojic acid is a 2-hydroxymethyl 5-hydroxypyridine. Is an organic acid produced by fungi, bacteria such as Aspergillus species, Acetobacter species, and Penicillium species during the fermentation process of various carbon-containing substrate. Kojic acids primarily function as the basis material for the production of skin whitening cream, skin protecting lotion, whitening soap, and tooth care product. So even though there's a a lot of advantages of using kojic acid, but there are some limitations when we go to formulation. Why? Because kojic acid having a poor stability in the product, low stability in water and organic media, low yield of production, and hardly absorbed through lipid membrane. So here we modify the properties of kojic acid. So we convert kojic acid to kojic acid ester. There are two ways of synthesize kojic acids, which are enzymatic synthesis, and the second one is a chemical synthesis. And of course, the enzymatic synthesis promote the better quality of the product and also the condition. It's very selective. We can run under mild condition and environmentally friendly. When we compare to the chemical synthesis, it will lead to degradation of the product. It's very random and need to run under very high temperature and pressure, and chemical is toxic and non-degradable. So these are the enzymatic previous works that work on the enzymatic synthesis of kojic acid ester. Okay, so the problem statement of my study, beside all of the evidence, it also become a problem in its application into a commercial product. Kojic acid is only soluble in water and slightly soluble in oil. This solubility always has been a problem in cosmetic formulation. Due to the problem, an improvement in the solubility would promote its utilization in diverse fields. Thus, the strategy of application of hydrophilic kojic acid with lipophilic molecules can be employed to alter its solubility in hydrophobic medium. Okay. These are the methodology of my study. So enzymatic application of kojic acid monooleate. So I will study on the efficiency of the dual lipase system, and then go to the optimization study, which are reaction temperature, reaction time, and also amount of enzyme. This figure shows the diverse ratio of novozyme 435 and liposome RMIM in the dual enzyme system that been tested in enzymatic acidification of kojic acid monooleate. The result indicate that the interactive effect differ with different lipase combination and depends on the mixing ratio led to an improvement of the enzymatic activity, especially in batch reaction. So according to previous worker, the use of both liposome RMIM and novozyme 435 at a certain ratio showed the dependency of the interactive effect on the mixing ratio of two lipases. So referring to our developed dual lipase system, the application of equal portion of non-specific novozyme 435 would create an environment containing various specificity of lipase for the fatty acid present in the system. Further addition of equal quantity of 1,3 specific lipozyme RMIM lipase will trigger kojic acid for rapid acyl enzyme reaction, thus result in an enhanced percent formation of kojic acid monooleate. The reaction time used in the esterification reaction is a reliable variable affecting the level of target conversion. So these operating factors significantly affect process performance and limit reaction mechanism. It can determine the shortest or adequate time necessary to obtain a good yield, and so enhancing cost effectiveness of the process, and will vary with the reaction condition. This is a very important factor, especially in large-scale production processing, to obtain high performance of production yield. The rate of esterification reaction overall increase with increasing reaction time, starting from 2.8% at 4 hours and gradually increase to 6 to 7% at 8 hours. The graph shows the percentage conversion was increased 2 times fold within 16 to 24 hours to give an optimum point of 41.2%. Thereafter, the percentage conversion remains at 32 hours, 41%, and it did not improve significantly afterward, indicating that the equilibrium state had been reached. So again, source and nature of enzyme, as well as the chemical nature of their support, influence among other parameters their substrate selectivity and the optimal temperature at which they catalyze a particular reaction. In turn, reaction temperature dictate the physical and interfacial properties of a system, whose various components with variable solubilities and melting point have been different tendency to go into the liquid phase. So this figure shows the influence of temperature on the acidification reaction within temperature range of 30 to 80 degrees Celsius for kojic acid and oleic acid. Initially, the percentage conversion for kojic acid monooleate increased with increasing temperature from 30 to 30 degrees Celsius, from 17% to 41% at 50 degrees Celsius. So the best it will achieve at 60 degrees Celsius, which are 45%, and the conversion remains slightly constant at maximum range of 55 to 65 degrees Celsius. From an applied point of fraction, the substrate concentration should be as high as possible to obtain a higher degree of esterification. Simultaneously, the amount of immobilized enzyme used should be as low as necessary to obtain the desired product. Amount of enzyme plays a crucial role in any biocatalytic processes, especially in large-scale production. Its influence on the reaction was therefore assessed to facilitate determination of minimal amount necessary for achieving good yield. The influence of varying amount of enzyme corresponding from 0.01 to 0.4 gram on the acidification reaction of Kojic acid with oleation is as shown in the figure. The reaction rate accelerated significantly with the rise of enzyme amount from 0.05 to 0.15 gram, so up to 43%. Thus, the results show that the increasing in the amount of enzyme can speed up the reaction at a certain point by lowering activation energy. However, at 0.2 to 0.4 of enzyme, the conversion of Kojic acid monooleate was sharply decreased. The result shows an excess of enzyme amount did not contribute to the increase in percentage conversion of Kojic acid monooleate. This may be attributed to the substrate limitation, meaning the excess amount of enzyme did not contribute to the increase in percentage conversion of Kojic acid monooleate because it could not find any substrate to react. So, throughout the study, Kojic acid ester, specifically Kojic acid monooleate, was successfully synthesized at high percentage conversion via enzymatic stabilization reaction between Kojic acid and oleic acid in the presence of dual enzyme system. So, this dual enzyme system of novozyme 435 and lipozyme RMIM was shown the best enzymatic system used in the esterification at the most optimal condition. So, this is are some references that I use in the studies, and thank you.